So forgive me for using my phone for a moment. I read this the other day, and I didn't have time to get it to a printer. So this is how we're going to begin today, by a statement from Amy Weatherly. Some people could be given an entire field of roses and only see the thorns in it. Others could be given a single weed and only see the wild flower in it. Perception is a key component to gratitude, and gratitude is a component to joy. Gratitude, joy. Yes, today we're talking about joy. Now, I schedule my talks, I plan in advance so that the titles and a little bit of a summary are available to the music. People are playing the music, and to our meditation folks so that they know what's happening. So I chose Joy to the World quite a while ago. Just this week I told Carolyn that I needed a tagline. The tagline is, I've got confetti in my pockets. I've got confetti in my pockets. Not only do I have confetti in my pockets, I have confetti for each of you today when you leave, and you'll understand why a little bit later in the talk. So I read this story that this mother had shared about her 8-year-old child. They'd gotten into the car, and the little girl says, "Would you like me to spread some confetti in the car?" And the mom's like, "No." In kind of a panic, "No, do not spread confetti in the car. And where did you get confetti?" And this is the part I love. The little girl says, "It's my emergency confetti. I always have it in my pocket in case we get some good news." And I thought to myself, not only is that precious, but that attitude, she is anticipating good, and she's ready. She is ready to celebrate when she identifies that good news. She's prepared herself. I love that attitude. And as I look out in this community, I see so many of you that I know you've got confetti in your pocket, because I've seen you in action. Anytime there's something to celebrate, to bring attention to, it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, some of you might remember the old Capital One credit card campaign ad from many years ago that says, "What's in your pocket?" Remember that? What's in your pocket? Well, the truth of the matter is, we've all got something in our pockets. In this pocket, we may have some confetti that looks more like dirt. Or it might look like those dust bunnies from under the bed. Envision the little character Pigpen, okay, from Charlie Brown. Thank you so much. Everywhere he goes, there's this cloud of dirt around him. He's uncapped, this cloud of dirt. We've got some dirt in our pockets. In the other pocket, we have got confetti that is so shiny and sparkly and colorful. All of us have both of those pockets. The one with the dirt in it, those are the fears that we have. Maybe the blame, the shame, the feelings of not good enough, the wounds that haven't been healed. Whatever our feelings are about just not enoughness. And sometimes we carry those into a room and let it go. In the other pocket, those are where our divine truths are kept, where we know we are absolutely the center and the essence of love and compassion and joy. And sometimes we enter a room, and that's what gets distributed, what gets scattered in our world. And we all have both, absolutely, in different measure. In different measure, and that's our work in this world. That's our mission, should we choose to accept it, on this earth, is to continue to be brave, to fearlessly delve into those fears, those doubts, those old wounds, to practice the art of forgiveness on others and ourselves, to heal and to transform and to transfer the dirt in the pocket over here to the confetti in our pocket, so that wherever we go, we are that essence of love. We are that essence of peace, that we love one another. That we love one another. And I use the analogy of confetti not lightly. It's not simply a sprinkling on top. These are our deeply rooted belief systems, and we carry them with us. They're part of us, part of our cellular structure. But the more we do our work, day after day, the more we do our work to heal these wounds, the lighter our load, and the greater our ability to share our love from the abundance, from the overflowing. We don't have to dig deep to find it. It's fallen out of our pockets, which reminds me, don't open this baggie in here, okay? I found that out when I filled those little baggies, still working on the vacuum. But it comes from the overflow. We are not depleted by giving ourselves, because we're doing our work. We're doing our work. We all have work to do, absolutely. We all have wounds that somehow somebody pushes a button and there it is. Yeah. But we remember our divine truths when we hear a lesson or a song or a meditation, or we read the daily word, or we spend time in our own meditation connecting to the divine within us. We read some other spiritual material. We hear music on the radio. We are constantly being reminded of the divine truths that are not related to the ego. We're constantly reminded of our divine truths, so that we can be like that 8-year-old, just waiting at the edge of our seats, waiting for something to celebrate and get that confetti out and let's spread some joy. I can feel it in the room today. We're so excited about what's going on in the back of the room. We're so excited about the parable of the talents. We came in just bouncing today. I know I did. I can feel the energy in the room about it. It's an exciting time. We love this project, this event that we do every year, where we share our gifts with one another and surprise ourselves with what we bring in. It's a beautiful thing. Well, in truth, this Advent that we've been talking about, Advent meaning the arrival or the anticipation or the preparation, that is a year-long event. It's an everyday event, for we are always arriving, we are always arising in our truth. We are always presenting our best self from the lesson we just learned yesterday or an hour ago. We are in the continual energy of learning and growing and sharing and being. It is not simply for the Advent season, and it's also for the Advent season. Most definitely. We love the symbols of Christmas and all the symbolism that it means to us personally, that we can absolutely adore that baby in the manger and have it mean something perhaps a little differently for us. We get to embrace all these symbols of Christmas and make them ours. You'll know who Desmond Tutu is, the South African Anglican bishop and theologian. He passed away almost a year ago now. It was a year ago this month. And he said this about joy. Discovering more joy does not save us from the inevitability of hardship and heartbreak. In fact, we may cry more easily, but we will also laugh more easily too. Perhaps we're just more alive. As we discover more joy, we can face suffering in a way that ennobles us rather than embitters us. I'm going to repeat that. As we discover more joy, we can face suffering in a way that ennobles us rather than embitters us. When we find ourselves vulnerable in this world, and sometimes we do, as we bring down our shields, and as we attempt to be a center of love, we do feel more vulnerable. And in that vulnerability, we may feel sorrow more deeply, but also great, great joy. For joy is our nature. Joy is our birthright. Absolutely. The great I am is a joyful presence. Joy is also biblical. It is not frivolous. In the English Bible, joy is mentioned 200 times. Joy is mentioned more than hate or hell. It's mentioned more than forgive or believe. Joy is biblical. I'll prove that to you just a little bit today. So Larry shared with you in the Daily Word the excerpt from Matthew, which talks about the Magi as King Herod sent them off to go find the star and the child. And when they saw the star, they were overwhelmed with joy. They were overjoyed. We find that in the Christian scriptures and the birth story. We also find it in the Gospel of Luke, again, talking about the angel that appears. So an angel appears and says, "Be not afraid, for behold, I bring you good news of a great joy, which will come to all people." A great joy which will come to all people. That sounds like joy to the world, does it not? Absolutely. And when we look at the Hebrew scriptures, we're looking at the book of Isaiah, which is actually 3 different books. So we're in the third Isaiah. And this is in the songs, the Song of Assurance. This is in chapter 55. "For you shall go out in joy and be led in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall break forth into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands." How beautiful is that? How rich and how deep is that? This is an invitation. This song is an invitation and assurance. It's a hymn of triumph and great, great joy. Joy is biblical. And you all are familiar also with the song, O Come, Emmanuel." Emmanuel means God with us. O come, Emmanuel, to free your captive Israel. God with us. Within Advent, we are reminded, although within Unity we're reminded almost every week, God with us is also God within us, God as us, expressing through us. God not separate and also separate, for God is everywhere present. God is here, God is there, God is here. There's no place that God is not. So when we sing this, O come, Emmanuel, that's a rallying cry. That's a call to action, to actually be the Christ, to express it. So when you hear it this Christmas season, no, it's calling to you and to me and to all of us to be the space of joy, to be the expression of the divine, of the love, of the faith, of the hope, of the peace, of all those attributes we've been celebrating throughout Advent. It's a symphony of our inner essence. Isn't that a nice way to think of it? A symphony of our inner essence. Proclaiming itself, which means proclaiming yourself in this rallying cry. For Advent is not simply weeks that are circled on the calendar, but it is a continual unfoldment and revealment of our divine selves. And as first century Christians, that's what we are followers of, first century Christians, the teachings of Christ. This is our season. This is when we highlight the glory of knowing who we are and what we came here for. And to get that confetti out of our pockets, to scatter it, to spread it wherever we go. I mentioned a few weeks back my friend Samantha, who has been accepted into the field licensing program. And I shared with her that I mentioned it in church. And when I said she was accepted, you all broke out in spontaneous applause. Samantha was touched by that because I've been kind of prodding her about celebrating at her home church. She's mentioned it a few times aside. She says she feels awkward planning her own party. I get that. And yet, her acceptance into the field licensing program is a celebration for the whole congregation. Someone that they sent was accepted and needs to be celebrated. I worked with a Jewish cantor when I did my internship in hospital chaplaincy, and she said very clearly, she who refuses to tooteth her own horn will not have it tooteth by anyone else. And so I'm going to continue to prod Samantha until there's a big celebration at her church, honoring this accomplishment and celebrating it for the entire community. For that's what we do. We've all got confetti in our pockets, just looking for the opportunity to scatter it about. We all have both in different measure. What will you choose to do with your confetti? Which pocket will you reach into? Choose joy, as I know so many of you do all the time. Choose joy, and God bless you.